you been?
I've been good.
Yeah, last time we talked, we were, like you said, at the Tom Tom Club, talking about, it was on the Rihanna 7-7 tour, 777 tour.
777.
Yeah, and you were talking about writing Love the Way You Lie, and I guess a lot of these songs started off around the same time. In this cabin in the woods, so let's start with that.
Yeah, cabin in the woods, man.
How sick are you talking about this cabin?
Well, it's kind of weird to talk about it because it was such a sacred thing for me. It's such a sacred place for me. And so to just have everybody know about it, it's kind of weird, but at the same time, it's an interesting story. So my first time around in the music industry didn't work out so well. And
that happens to a lot of people, though.
Yeah, it does happen a lot. Luckily, I was given a second chance, unlike a lot of people, so I feel really grateful for that. But in order for that to happen, I needed to kind of reinvent myself and do some soul searching. So I isolated myself in a cabin in the woods in Oregon and taught myself survival skills. I went outside to use the bathroom, I chopped wood, I avoided the mountain lions, I ate huckleberries and chanterelle mushrooms.
You hunted mountain lions? No.
I did not do that. So I had quite an amazing, life-changing experience out there in the woods, and near the end of my stay there is when I wrote Love the Way You Lie, and that changed my life forever.
And Final Warning came around the same time too, right?
Final Warning
I think that's what we talked about last time, yeah.
Yeah, Final Warning was written the same week I wrote Love the Way You Lie.
How do you decide which song goes to other people and which song stays for you? Like out of those two, you said, here, take this one, but I want this one.
I don't really know that I had a choice in the matter.
Okay.
When Eminem says he's going to cut one of your songs, you just kind of say,
give it to
okay.
him,
But it changed my life for that to happen, and for Rihanna to sing it and everything. It was a massive song, opened so many doors for me.
I remember what we talked about was, I asked you if she used the same cadence that you did on the demo, if she copied kind of what you were doing when she heard it, and you said yes. So what kind of confidence boost is that? That's what I wanted to get to last time, and we didn't have time or something like that. But what kind of confidence boost is that for you as a writer and as a singer to say, well, the way I sing it is the way, one of the biggest pop stars in the world decided, was like, oh, I like that way.
The thing is, I've always been a performer. Like, people right now are just discovering me, and they think that I started out as a songwriter for other people. That's the perception right now. But I've been performing since I was 6 years old, and I made 3 folk albums with my mom by the time I was 14. And so I've always been an artist. It just happens that my big break came through songwriting. That was kind of an accident.
Come Let Me Ride was written for the live environment.
Yes,
from what I've heard.
That's how I feel about it. I played so many shows as a piano player, singer, songwriter, because A, I couldn't afford a band, and B, it's just really was my only option. And now that I have these big productions on my album, and I have a little bit more money, I can afford a band, I'm able to not just be stuck behind an instrument the whole time, and I actually get to perform and be in the crowd's face and stuff. So I needed to put some music on my album that would be fun in the live environment to perform, not just, I don't want to put people to sleep sitting behind a piano the whole show. So that's one of the main reasons that song came about. The other thing is, people don't realize that I'm pretty sarcastic and I have a dirty mind, and I just wanted to make an album that showed every facet of my personality and who I am. And so that's one of them. But there's a lot of dark stuff on the album. There's stuff with hints of country, like Religion and Sunshine.
I was just thinking the acoustic on Religion, yeah.
So I've had so many musical influences in my life because of my crazy experiences in music, and I can't just live with one genre, so I kind of created my own mess of a genre.
I like that.
But I like it.
I was gonna go with that theme of every song kind of sounds different, but I also like the idea of you now playing with a band live. Whereas I assume the record is probably you and piano and Alex kind of doing stuff with beats and programming and synths and things like this. So how have the songs morphed with a band? Have they?
It's similar. I mean, live, it sounds similar to the record. There's more energy just because live drums always liven up a show.
What song is resonating with the crowds the most now that you're able to play these songs for everyone's hearing them?
Well, Come On Let Me Ride's always fun to play live. Ironically, Come On Let Me Ride goes over really well, and then White Suburban goes over really well. And
Slow one.
they're the polar opposites on the album. But that goes to show you that people don't want to just hear an album of all the same songs the whole time. Like, they get bored with it. I get bored with it when I buy an album and it all sounds the same. You know, there is something to be said for cohesiveness, though. Like, if you sound like a totally different person on each track, then it's hard to really understand who the artist is. But I think when you listen to my album as a whole, like songs back to back, it makes sense. If you pick one out and pick one out, you might be a little confused. And so when I was putting out this album, I told the label that I wanted to not release one single, but 4 before the album came out. I don't even care if they are going to radio. I just want people to hear the diversity of the album before they buy it.
And White Suburban, you produced. You're like looking at the Wikipedia page. I don't know how accurate things are online.
No, I did produce
You're the sole
it.
producer on that, though.
Well,
how does that change things up?
When I moved to that cabin in the woods, I taught myself Pro Tools and how to engineer, and I had a little recording studio that was kind of mobile, and I just did a lot on my own. Because I couldn't afford to pay a producer anymore, so I was just like, I gotta figure this out myself. And then also because now when I work with a producer, I'm able to articulate what I want, what I'm hearing in my head. And if I'm not able to articulate it, I say, move over, let me show you. And that's fun.
I'm sure that is. Is this before or after you learned video editing?
Video editing, I mean, that was kind of in the middle.
In the middle?
In the middle, because I started learning Pro Tools like a little bit before I went to the cabin. And then I was like, oh, well, video editing can't be that much different from audio editing. So I edited porn for a while. I had to make money, but I'm a high school dropout with no work experience, so nobody would hire me except for this porn company. It was really unhealthy, and I quit.
Okay.
But you know, then I went to the woods and did my thing.
I had a couple of Twitter questions from people.
Okay.
Keeping busy. After the mini tour, are you planning on doing more shows or opening for someone? Clear Blue Sky 24. After one of your songs.
That's nice.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
I will definitely be touring more. This is like the kind of preliminary kind of test run because I've never played the songs live before, so we needed to like feel it out. And then also the album's doing way better than anybody expected, so we're definitely gonna have to tour more, and that's a good thing.
Are you excited for life on the road? And
Yeah, I love
living
life
that
on
way?
the road. Yeah. I think it's really fun. I love sleeping on a tour bus. It's like a purring cat. It's like sleeping on a purring cat.
That's good. That's a good way of looking at it. I like that. I've never heard that before.
I don't know. I just made that
You
up.
know, I like that. You can use that on every band I interview now.
Okay.
How's your purring cat bus? Clear Blue Sky 24. Another question. She hit me up with like 30 of them, but I'm only going to use 2 of them. You co-wrote Clarity by Zed. Will you ever sing that live on piano? Please.
I possibly could do Clarity at some point.
Do you cover, like, how do you fill out the set? I mean, the record's 52 minutes. I assume you're playing for more than that.
It's hard because I have so much material that people want to hear because I've done so many collaborations and stuff. But right now I'm promoting the album, so I'm trying to play as many songs off the album as possible. So I just kind of pick and choose whatever feels right. But some of the songs on the album get left out, and I do the hits.
The hits.
You know, because that's what people want to hear. So I mix it up.
5 quick questions, 1-word answers.
Oh, crap, I'm bad at this. Okay, let's go.
Road or studio?
Studio.
Lennon or McCartney?
Lennon.
When you hear a song that usually hits you first, lyrics, melody, or rhythm?
Melody.
If someone's never heard Skylar Grey, what song do they start with? I know. It's a new one I've thrown in. I like this one, though.
That one's so hard.
I know. But it's a new record, too, right?
It's too hard. I can't answer that one.
Okay. Song you've written you're most proud of?
I can't
Equally
answer
as
that one.
difficult.
No, because here's the thing. It took me 3 years to make this album so that I was equally proud of each song. Because I didn't want to just put out an album with like, oh, and I added the 11th one because it was there. No, I want every single song to be something that I am 100% proud of.
So the answer is kind of don't look down.
Yeah.
Right. And just listen to it in
Listen
one.
to the album.
Yeah.
And you know what? People are listening to the album. In a world where most people are just buying a single here and there off iTunes, people are buying my album. It's incredible. It was number 2, I think it still is, on the iTunes in the US under Jay-Z. And it was totally unexpected. I didn't even think it would chart, let alone be
Jay-Z is
number
only because he
2.
gave it to everybody. You'd probably be number 1 if that didn't happen.
I don't know. I'm
Doesn't
just
matter.
saying.
Yeah.
I can't believe how many it sold. And it's nice because it gives me faith that people do still want to hear long playing albums. They want to hear the LP.
I keep going, but we don't have much time. So in one word, Skylar Grey.
Emotional.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's good.